Hello and welcome to Talkin PWBA. Today we are going to be recapping this off-season and going over the 2022 season. So here we go. So if y'all haven't already been paying attention, we got an Instagram this off-season, which is big for the league environment and stuff. So to follow us on Instagram for updates at PWBA Wiffle Ball. We as well had our first ever draft in league history. The draft came out last week. Hopefully y'all were tuned in, and if you weren't, go watch it before you watch this because I'm going to spoil everything that happened. So let's get into that right after this. The sponsor of today's video is Can't Nightmare Horror Podcast. Can't Nightmare Horror Podcast. I do not recommend listening to this if you're under the age of 13, or you just don't like you don't like horror in general. If you're into horror and your parents will allow it, because there's a little bit of vulgarity and stuff in it. But if your parents will allow it and you like horror, do give them a look at. They are very good. They have some great stuff there. I know their owner, JB Dunn, he's a great guy, co-owner. They both they do a really good job. They're having some very important guests coming on soon, so I hope you guys go look at them. Can't Nightmare on YouTube, and all their social will be put up right here and in the description below. So yeah, thank you, Can't Nightmare for sponsoring this video. Leading off the draft, the Bombers, the expansion team, had the first overall pick. The Bombers, the expansion team, with the captain of Dylan Stewart and the side partner of Andrew Connor, who was traded this offseason from the Rednecks in return for a 2023 draft pick. But with their first overall pick, they had selected Zane Betancourt. Zane Betancourt, very good wiffle ball player in my eyes. Great potential. He could be really good one day. He's going to be probably the ace or the number 2 on their rotation. And this Bombers team with that three-man lineup, because Andrew's not much of a pitcher, but he's got a great bat this offseason. When Dylan hits for a lot of power, and Zane, mediocre hitter, but he can help them on the mound. That's going to be a pretty young team, and you could see them making a run this year. With the second overall pick, the Surplus Cats and their hilariousness of a team selected Will Gailey, who a young prospect who really could turn their organization around. This kid has a ton of talent. Lots of just potential, and he really could be the next big thing for the organization. So their roster would be David Kelly and Will Gailey for this year. They might make some moves this year to acquire some pieces for the playoffs. They want to make a run, but this year is kind of the rebuilding year going to next year for the real year for the Surplus Cats, as I've heard from the manager, David Kelly. With the third overall pick, the Big Bears had selected Isaac Rieden. Now this kid could be really, really good. He's not that much of a pitcher in my eyes, but he has one of the best bats I think you're going to see in the league. He's a bat up there with myself, Jack Kelly, Ellis Kelly, and even David Kelly. He's got one of the best bats in the league. He's going to hit for a lot of power, a lot of contact. So we'll see what he does. I think he's going to be one of the better picks in the draft. He should have fallen in the top 2 in my eyes. But if he landed where he landed, the Big Bears are looking very good this year with a 3-man lineup of Ellis Kelly, Isaac Rieden, and Trip Gill. They're looking very, very good. With the fourth pick, the Rednecks selected Chris Wynn. Chris Wynn is a very talented football player in my eyes. He's got a lot of potential. He's got the arm motions to play wiffle ball. He does it at home, you can tell. He likes the game. He's willing to play. He can hit for a little pop. Good baseball player. And he's probably going to be one of the better players this year. I could see him making a run in the rookie of the year. He'll probably sign as the number 2 in the rotation for the Rednecks, but we'll see what happens with that. And undrafted free agents, the Rednecks as well, signed Dylan Hall, young prospect. This kid is a lefty, and he throws gas. He's got a nasty drop ball. He's going to be a very, very good pick, very good addition to the team if the team needs an extra guy. He'll be pretty good, and we'll see what happens with that, because now with the Rednecks having a 4-man roster, they're probably going to end up trading somebody, because it's kind of hard to play with 4 guys in one game. So we'll see what happens with the Rednecks. So there could be some moves made this offseason, or this regular season. So yeah, that's the end of the draft overview. Let's go to the tournaments and the schedule for this year's 2022 PWBA Wiffle Ball season. So here's your schedule. Opening day tournament, April 16th, 2022. Our second tournament is June 22nd, 2022, the Wiffle Cup second annual tournament. The third tournament is the Battle of Savannah, and the fourth tournament is the Backyard Bombs tournament. So here's the little wrinkle to this year's season. It's a little different than years past, where just the top 3 teams make the playoffs. This year, if you win the Battle of Savannah tournament, you automatically get in to the World Series. This is the biggest tournament, double elimination. It's a big tournament. It's like the World Series in like a PG tournament or something like that, if you understand what that means. The other 3 tournaments, if you win those, you get into a wild card tournament. And all the winners from the wild card tournament will play in a wild card tournament for how many winners there are. If there's 3 teams, it'll be a 3-team tournament. If there's 2 teams, it'll be a 2-team tournament. If there's only 1 team, then the highest seed, or not the highest seed, but the best record of the 2 teams that did not win a tournament will play against the winner of one of those of a wild card tournament team, and they'll play a best of 3 series to go to the World Series against the Battle of Savannah winner for a best of 3 series. So that right there is your 2022 PWBA playoff format. I hope y'all like it. Comment about that. That's a very cool idea for our league. I hope it's interesting and y'all enjoy it. So let's get to the next segment. Sponsorship opportunities. If you would like to be a sponsor of our PWBA Wiffle Ball 2022 season, please DM us on Instagram, PWBA Wiffle Ball, no underscores, no nothing, lowercase PWBA, lowercase Wiffle Ball. DM us if you want to be our sponsor, and we'll go over the opportunities you have for that. Right now we only have 1 sponsor, Cat Nightmare. Go follow them, do all the stuff you need to do. They're a great place. So yeah, and thank you all for watching, and I guess we will see you next time on the next PWBA Wiffle Ball YouTube video. Peace out.